Sexual relationships. First of all, in the Bible it says that man is meant to be with woman as man is supposed to be met with woman and woman is supposed to be met with man. But it also says in the Bible that it's okay to eat certain animals, which most of these animals, cows and chickens at least, and some of the fish, and I think the pigs as well, are some of the pigs. Some of them are male animals and some of them are female animals. So I think the foods most eaten in America are female animals like chickens and cows, hamburgers and chicken nuggets and all that. Like how is a man ever gonna respect a woman when he's eating food that has female reproductive organs in it? It's just like it's I think the Bible messed up a lot of people. I really do. I think we need, like, you know I don't know, but or I do know. I think women really got to wake up and just remember that their dads betrayed them when they were hunters and they brought home female female reproductive organ animals home to eat. And if there were male animals, then the father betrayed himself and maybe his son too as well. It's just what we eat is basically betrayal if it's not the innocent appetite. So it's no wonder, like, sexual relationships and all that is just like, so like you eat one chicken but then you eat another chicken the next day, so that's like the whole player. That pretty much defines the whole player and pimping business. When, like, you need different women to satisfy your sexual urges, but that could also be like some type of malfunction in the mind. But I think it came from eating female reproductive organ animals. That's where I think it came from. So I think the only way to save ourselves, if we were raised eating meats and fish and female animals and male animals with male and female reproductive organs, is to repent. And I'm not talking about repent about these superstitious things, but I'm talking about repent, like, for the important things, the critical things, the things that are polluting our minds. Basically, like, we just need to practice innocent appetites. And then this whole drug war thing, the whole drug war. Like, okay, people are upset about people sniffing some cocaine, but that comes from a plant that could reproduce that substance. I think so. I'm pretty sure it reproduces that substance. Same with marijuana, it reproduces that substance. These people that are so upset about all these drugs, that's what that's just like, I think what they're really vocalizing is they're upset about what they're doing. They're really upset about what they're doing, and they take it out on other people for doing the right things. Or they're just like, it's a cry for help. They're blaming other people for using cocaine, which the plant can produce and reproduce. They're blaming other people for using marijuana, which the plant can produce and reproduce that. But it's a cry out for help. It's like a psychological thing. What they're really talking about is, like, what they're really saying is, I need help. I can't stop eating chicken. I can't stop eating meat. That's the wrong thing. I can't stop using paper. I live in wood. The wood. I know for a fact the wood talks. The wood has dialogue. So it's no wonder people want to be in their cars for long hours during the day, or and they want to buy cars. And as soon as a person is 16 years old, they need a car. Because the wood talks. I think that the wood's haunting people, because before the wood was wood, it was trees. And when it was trees, they provided a home for the animals, and they know what these people are doing, and what a lot of us have done. They know what a lot of us have done, what our appetites were, and it was immoral. I'm not talking about the superstitious immoral. I'm talking about the immoral that is like, just like, I don't even know if there's a word for it, but, or if there is a word for it, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it without like, just like, so I think that's what it is. I think it's a cry out for help. They're being haunted by the talking wood. They're being, because the talking wood was a tree, and they're eating these things that are immoral. And I'm not talking about the superstitious immoral. I'm talking about eating animals, or eating meats, or eating anything that's just wrong. It's just wrong, and they're being haunted. That's why they want to be in the cars, because there's no wood in the cars. It's all metal. They got the radio, other people to listen to, and I think that's why a lot of these people sing love songs and sad songs, is because, they're looking for a way out. They're looking for, they they want to repent. And I'm not talking about the superstitious repent. I'm talking about the type of repent where they want to stop eating animals. They want a house that's not made from wood, that the wood talks. Even if they don't hear it, they can probably feel its energy and its pain from when it was a tree and became wood. So I think, like, this whole drug, when about the cocaine and the marijuana, is not something that I don't even think they believe that it's wrong. I think it's just a psychological cry out for help. What they're really saying is that they're doing something wrong. So, and it's kind of not even their faults, or our faults, because if you think about it, uh, we were in the womb as infants, or not infants, but babies or embryos, and our mothers, whether the father, it could go back in time when it was history, go back into history, either a hunter, or a father that was a hunter and brought back food that he hunted for, or a father that went to work and received a paycheck, and brought food back for the mother to eat, and for him to eat, and for the children to eat. And if they weren't children yet, they were embryos inside the mother, and the mother was eating these things, and it's just like, the embryo got used to these things, and it hasn't been able to shake it off. If it has been able to shake it off, it took a lot of time, and it took like inspiration, and it took awareness and information, learning from other people who were practicing vegetarianism or practicing veganism. And then, they look at it and they say, like, if they really think about it. And that's what happened to me. I really thought about it, and I just, like, I knew, like, okay, well, and I'm still thinking about it, and this is what this conversation is about, just thinking about it. So, I don't know, just basically, that sums it up. It's like, yeah, like, I was doing stuff that was wrong, and I don't know if I still am. I might still be. I've learned a lot. I've stopped smoking paper cigarettes because, that was messing with my writing a lot. I write better now with hemp paper cigarettes, and I learned from a documentary that there are certain holistic medications that are very beneficial and healing, and they're easy to use, and it's just much better. As soon as I there was some pieces of wood in the tobacco, the American Spirit tobacco, and I blended it in a blender, just a real small piece of wood. And as soon as I drank it, I felt so much better. It was banana, and maybe some strawberries, or maybe no strawberries, just banana and some water, and just that little piece of wood. I saw this on a documentary, and this man was giving medicine out to people in India, and it was basically just from wood. They didn't cut down the tree. I didn't see him cut down the tree, but he just like shaved a little bit of wood off the tree, just enough for everyone that came for medicine, and all these people were being healed. Like all these people, they would go to the doctors. They would say they need this, they need that. All these things that are just not the easy way. That's the problem. Like we need to find the easy way how to heal ourselves. And they use this wood. I guess they either like, I don't know if they have blenders or not, but I used a blender with the wood from the tobacco can, and as soon as I drank a little bit of the wood from the tobacco can, I felt like a lot better. It was a little bit temporary, but well, it was temporary and it wasn't temporary, but I felt a lot better. And I remembered I learned it from the documentary on Netflix when these people were using the wood chips, and the wood chips were healing them. I guess they would blend it, but they would use butter. I wouldn't recommend using butter because I do kind of think that dairy. I don't know if dairy is wrong or right, but I know that I saw another documentary about how they use dairy, and they're just not respecting the cow like they should be doing. They just use it for the dairy and they don't let it rest enough. So that's the thing. If we're going to use substances from plants and trees, we got to make sure that the plants and trees have time to rest to reproduce the substances. We can't just keep taking the substance and not letting it rest. We have to let the plants and trees rest, and that's the same with cows and whatever else gives milk or anything like that. You have to let the cow rest. It's just like when we go to work. We go to work, or we stay at home and work, or whatever we do for work. Even if it's just like I don't know, anything can be considered work when you think about it. Just breathing is work, but you gotta do other things than breathing too. You gotta rest. You gotta drink some water. You gotta like maybe have a conversation with someone you want to have a conversation with. You gotta things like that. Like people go to work and they write on their computers and they fill out information, and they come home and then they come home, and when they come home they rest, and then that's the same with the plant and trees. You gotta let it rest. You use the substance that the plant and tree provides, but you make sure it rests. We gotta treat these plants and trees and the cows. Whatever substance we need from something, we got to make sure it rests, and we got to treat it well. We got to give it rewards. We got to give it incentives. We got to give it rewards. Just like we're giving rewards and awards and certificates, that's how we got to like look at plants and trees and cows, like as ourselves. Because cows, not only do cows have eyes, not only do cows have a skeleton, not only do fish have a skeleton, not only do these animals have a skeleton, but they have eyes. And not only do they have skeleton and eyes, but they have a heart. And we need to let them rest. Like we don't need to be eating fish because the fish filter the water. It's no wonder people say that there's all this pollution in the water and all this that. There's these types of acids in it. And it's no wonder because, all the fish are being taken out of the sea to be, and that's wrong. We need the fish in the ocean or in the lakes to filter the water. They're like filters. They're basically filters because the water goes into them. They swallow the water, they have gills, or the waters go out the gills, and it's like filters. We need the fish for filters for the water, for the ocean water, for the lake water, for all types of water. They filter the water. And also, well, all that stuff is really important. It's probably the most important things we need to learn right now. And it's basic. You don't have to be like some rocket scientist or some intellectual to like be aware of these things, because You know, the solution is simple. It's simple, 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 simple. You don't have to be impressive. You don't have to say all these big words to like impress people. We just got to discipline our minds and bodies. We got to discipline ourselves to actually respect the animals and to respect the trees and plants. And if we use milk, make sure the cow's rested. And we only use a little bit of milk and make sure the cow has milk for the young. There's milk for the young, and if there's milk, if we can't have milk from the cow because the cow gave all this milk to its young, then we shouldn't be drinking milk, because that's just wrong. You know, so that's all I have to say right now about that. It's really important. It's really basic. It doesn't have to be impressive. If we discipline our minds and bodies, we'll definitely be able to solve a lot of problems.